Jake here for American Trucks, and today I'm taking a look at the Morimoto Gen 2 XB LED headlights with black housings and clear lenses for 2017 to 2019 F-250 Super Duties. If you're looking for the ultimate upgrade for your Super Duties lights, look no further than these Gen 2 XBs from Morimoto. These combine all the best tech from the previous generation XBs with new technology in a sleek, stylish package that's sure to turn heads and show the road ahead in the best possible light. When it comes to automotive lighting, you really can't go wrong with anything Morimoto sells. They spend a lot of time and effort developing their products, and it shows from the moment that you take them out of the box. I am personally always excited when I get to handle a set of their lights because, frankly, they are always impressive. And these Gen 2 XB series lights take things even a step further than the original XBs, providing you with better light output and some more technology baked in. Now, the first thing you'll notice is the clean, modern design. With 4 LED projectors at the forefront of the light, these really do make a statement, and they do a lot to update the look of your Super Duties front end. Now, you get 4 low beams per light, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and that equates to 8 total low beam optics through both lights, 2 of which on each side are gonna double as the high beams, so you've got 4 high beam projectors too. Needless to say, these are really, really bright. 1,420 lux from the low beams compared to 400 lux from the OEM halogen low beams, so it is a huge improvement. Now, the first gen XBs were already worlds better than the OEM Ford headlights, and these Gen 2s take things up another level. Morimoto claims that these have 57% more intensity beyond the Gen 1's output, making these absolutely the kings of the category when it comes to headlight upgrades for the Super Duty. The main beams are not the only things you get here, so around the outer edges of the light you get some more LED strips that comprise the daytime running lights, similar to that on the stock headlights of these trucks. However, where these differ is that they also have this Y-shaped section in the center between the 2 sets of main beams. Now, this outer one changed from white to amber, since they function as your daytime running lights and they double as your turn signals. And like other offerings from Morimoto, these have the option to run as either sequential turn signals or the regular full on, full off. It's also pretty easy to change that setting should you decide you want to switch it up after you've got them installed. And above all else, these are still fully compliant. So these meet or exceed all SAE, DOT, and FMV SS108 regulations, meaning they are fully street legal, and they have integrated adjusters in the back to make sure you can get everything aimed properly. Now, one other cool feature that these have is that they have this fun startup sequence. So when the DRLs kick on, the main beams do a bit of a light show, which admittedly doesn't do anything for lighting output, but it is pretty cool. As to be expected, construction here is also first rate. On the back, you get ABS plastic comprising the housings, and you get UV-resistant polycarbonate lenses out front. These also have another additional UV coating on top of them. Inside, you've got matte black housings with all those LEDs, so these look and perform great, and they'll continue to do so for years to come. Those main beams we were talking about a few moments ago use Morimoto's Korea Optic by LEDs, so again, these are super duper bright. They're gonna last you a long time. And inside of the housings and on the back here, you've got aluminum heat sinks keeping everything cool and working well. Now, this may look like a huge nest of wires, but believe it or not, these are also designed to be plug and play, so you're not gonna get any hyper flashing, flickering, or error codes, or even radio interference once you've got these on your truck. However, as you might expect, given all of what we've just covered, these are not gonna come cheap. The set, as you see them here, is gonna run you about $1,900, making them about the most expensive in the category. But as with many other things, especially when it comes to lights, you get what you pay for, and the quality, the functionality, and the lighting output here I really think speak for themselves. So while they are expensive, you're getting a great package here, and it's gonna be an excellent improvement to your Super Duties lighting. Installation comes in at an easy 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and these should really only take you about an hour to complete. Now, like I was talking about a moment ago, these are designed to be a totally plug and play system right out of the box. There's no wiring or anything required. You just need to get your old lights out, plug these guys in accordingly, and that's really all there is to it. And to show you what's involved with that, let's head over to the install bay.
The tools you're gonna need for this install include an electric or regular 3/8 ratchet, a 3/8 extension, a 10mm socket, and a flathead screwdriver. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing a set of headlights on our F-250 But before we get started, you're going to watch a short video on how to uninstall your stock headlights, and I'll meet you back here for the install.
All right guys, now obviously before we can get our new headlights installed, we're gonna have to do some uninstall work here and get our old factory headlights out. To do that, we're gonna remove the radiator shroud as well as the grille cover here. And so let's go ahead and get started with that. All right guys, now to get the radiator shroud off, we have a whole series of these locking pins here. And if you've never worked with these before, they're basically two pieces. You lift up the center piece, that unlocks it, and then you pull up on the base. All you need is a flathead screwdriver to do that. All right guys, with all the pins removed, go ahead and you're gonna have to pull out on the passenger side here a little bit to get this tab out from under, and then just lift it away. All right guys, next up we're gonna remove about 8 of these bolts here using a 10mm socket. All right, now with those bolts out from the top, all we have holding our grille on is a series of locking tabs that kind of push into slots that are mounted on the frame behind it. So all we're gonna need to do is grab onto the grille and give it a nice gentle but deliberate pull, and we should be able to get our grille off. All right guys, and we're gonna have a total of 4 10mm bolts we're gonna have to take out for each headlight, and we're gonna start at the bottom here. I'm kind of peeling down this rubber weather stripping here. It's between our bumper and our fender. And I have a 10mm socket on an extension. I'll take this out. All right guys, then we have 2 on the inside here. Again, a 10mm. All right guys, now we have the last one up on top here. All right, now the only thing holding in the headlight at this point, now we have those 4 bolts out, is a little bit of a locking tab. Just kind of pull it out like that. I'm lifting it down kind of gently here. We're going to unplug all of this before we pull our headlight away. And we got a total of 4 harnesses that we're going to unplug here.
So before we install our new headlights, we're gonna have to wire up our DRL harness into our fuse box. So let's get started. So now we can remove our fuse box cover. You press in on these 2 tabs, lift out. Now we can find our number 35 fuse, which is right here. So we could take our fuse tap and press that into a fuse. We put our cover back on. Now we can run our wires to our headlight. Now we can wire up our DRL harness. You'll notice that there is a short and long side to the harness. The short will be on the passenger side and the long will be on the driver's side. So for the passenger, we can just leave this harness here. Now we can wire our driver's side through the radiator support to our other headlight. Now we can install our headlights. So now we can find our connectors and plug them in. And grab our DRL harness and plug it into the blue wire. And for these specific set of headlights, they can either be sequential or solid. To be sequential, you leave them plugged in, and if you want them solid, you just unplug them. So now we can slide our headlight into place using this tab as a guide into here. We can push back our harness, peel down on the weather stripping. Now we can thread in our painted bolts to our top. There's 2 in the middle. Then we can tighten these up with our 10mm socket. Now we can take our unpainted bolt and thread it in on the side of our quarter panel. Now we can peel back the weather stripping between the bumper and quarter panel. It'll expose this thread that we put our unpainted bolt through. Thread in. We can tighten that down with our 10mm socket. Now you can push this back in. And now that your driver's side headlight is installed, you can repeat that process on the other side. Now we can reinstall our grille. There is clips down on the bottom that will clip into here. So we can get that lined up. Give it a push. Now we can thread in our 8 bolts that hold in the grille up top. Then we can take our 10mm socket and tighten all these down. So now we can reinstall our plastic cover, which goes on top. That lined up. This tab goes under the air duct. Now we can reinsert our push clips. You pull up on the top part. Insert the base into the hole and press in your clip. And now your install is complete.
That's going to wrap it up for our review and install of the Morimoto Gen2 XB LED headlights with black housings and clear lenses for 2017 to 2019 F-250 Super Duties. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, for all things Super Duty, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.